something to share. Last night I was singing the NUUU, and I noticed that this is just in my own personal journey, but I'm really developing this as I sing the NUUU. I'm really developing this almost audible, intuitive mode that I can get into. And the guides, they sort of gave me an impression, and when they give me impressions, they kind of hit my awareness. They kind of come into my aura, you might say, but they're slightly almost audible. But I can't think about it. If I think about it, it goes away. But if I just be indifferent and I stay centered, it comes through, and I can gather all this information. And I was told that I have like seeing abilities. I have very good seeing abilities. Something like, as reference, something like Helen, but I just have to develop them. I have to learn how to um, stay centered and gather this information. But anyways, with all that as reference, I was singing the NUUU last night, and the guides wanted me to share something. They wanted me to share this, that uh, people don't need to go around chasing the real guides. You don't need to go around trying to find them, trying to figure out where they are, and etc., etc. It's really that simple. They are always with you if you have the intent. They're always around if you have that real intent. You, the personal you, and the real you, if you have that true intent. They're always with you. You don't have to chase them.
Yeah, the whole thing about you don't have to go anywhere. Everything's within, everything is here with you. So that's so cool to know that and to be reminded of it. Thanks, Jeremy. Anything
Uh-huh.
else? Yeah.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, and it was very interesting because what you call it now? It was very interesting because when I was getting this impression about kind of what I wanted to share here about that, not chasing the real guides, is that I could perceive the presence or the awareness of the guide. I mean, I was laying down in my bed about to go to sleep, but I could almost see this individual um, standing in front of me, you might say, even though it wasn't standing or whatever. They were just right there in my awareness. I could see them, I could really perceive them. And they had this wonderful presence of the way that my personal self, the best way I can describe it, it was all things at once. It was close yet far. It was very striking and subtle. And it was sort of just all of that at the same time. It was really interesting, and it kind of came at me in waves. I remember I was laying there and I was like, wow, I feel this sensation in my personal self to where it wants to get like excited or something like that, but I'm just looking at this being, and I think it was Rebazar, but I could just see like this white light around him, and it had this strong presence, this really strong presence that I think it would scare people. I think it would scare people if they didn't know, or they weren't aware of who the guides were. I'm pretty sure it would probably scare them away.
Wow, that's cool. Another thing, I've been having fun with Duane's quotes here that I've been taking notes for years, putting it in a book. One of them here is, you have everything without having it. You have everything without having it. So I think what you're experiencing or what you're going through there, seeing, perceiving, is you're demonstrating that, people don't have to rely on the literal path and journey which most people are on, and they have a wide open door there to other levels and dimensions in creation, and then from there they can even go further if they want, but just at least first of all to see through the literal part of ourselves and to multi-dimensional areas and then go further if they want. That's cool. It's cool.
I remember when I started to sing the NUUU, and I was starting to have all these wonderful experiences and these adventures and journeys that I would go on. Really start to see kind of what I was up to. Um, I remember I would share it with people. I would kind of share with people regardless of their intent or whatever. I would just share these things because I kind of was very excited and wanted others to see that they had the opportunity to do the same thing as well. But not everybody wants to hear that and whatever. And I don't know why that came up again last night when I was singing the NUUU about that sort of like that action of doing that I would share with these people, and in the sense I wouldn't get it. How couldn't they see it? It was so wonderful, and I could see it, but they couldn't see it, and I wouldn't get upset, or I just didn't understand how they wouldn't even be willing to take the risk. I didn't understand. Oh well, they got the personal self and the mind and the ideas. I was just kind of like, it's so easy. You could just start singing the NUUU and see where it goes. It's not like a complicated thing. It's not like you're going to lose anything. It's not going to hurt you or anything. But people, they don't take that risk. They don't even want to know what you're talking about. And something said that just because I share something of a particular doesn't give somebody the recognition of what I'm talking about, because as reference, and this little quote came back from one of the new books just as reference, that the experience comes alive through the experiencer. And I think it was Rebazar that had referenced to that. Basically, that an individual has to decide to get their own objective views and sort of pull their own experience out of this isness, go on whatever journeys or whatever they need to do or whatever. And that's how they will start to recognize. But because the experiences I share are individual to me, yes, that's what the whole of life, but it's something you might say that I decided to see, and I have my own objective view about it. As another individual will see so many different things that I will not see, or maybe that I don't see. So they have to decide. This was very interesting. Just wanted to share that.
Yeah. Well, it's the challenge here to get people to see something that's outside their frame of reference, and see if they're willing to go there. When I first sang the NUUU, I was, you could say, sensitive to a shift. Probably my real awareness noticed something. My personal self was kind of duh, but the real awareness kind of perked up when I sang the NUUU, and that's what sent me on this journey here to see more, because it recognized that reality, the NUUU. And then people, when they're not paying attention, they're not going to see it because they're not tuned in. You could say they're real awareness. They're just going off their personal self. So the person has to kind of be near that place where their real awareness and their personal self, there's a relationship, and there's wanting to see more. Not everybody's ready, but those people, there's a lot more people now ready than there used to be. So, thanks, Jeremy.